Greetings and welcome to the graphics class. Isometric projections, question number 6. Draw the isometric projections of a cone and a cylinder of base diameter 50 mm and height 60 mm. So the question is drawing the isometric projection of a cone and a cylinder. Since it is isometric projection, first we have to draw the isometric scale. After drawing the isometric scale, we have to go for the symbol position. Then we have to draw the isometric projection of the solid. First we will start with isometric projection of the cone. In the question it is given that the maximum dimension, that is the height of the cone, is 60. So you have to draw an isometric scale of dimension more than 60 mm. So AB can be more than 60, maybe 100 or 150, whatever you want you can draw, but it should be more than 60 mm. Now you have to draw another line which is inclined at 15 degree, as we know. Then you should have another line from B which is inclined at 45 degree. So you will get C. Now you need two dimensions, that is A to D can be taken as 60. AD is equal to 60, which is the height. So from D you can draw a line parallel to BC, AD1, where AD1 is the isometric length of 60. Similarly, we can have 50 mm, that is the next dimension, that you can take it as E, and parallel to this you will get E1. So AE is equal to 50, where AE1 is equal to isometric length of 50. Now we will try to draw the problem. So here the simple position, you know how to draw the simple position of a cone. It is only XY line. You are having a circle. You are having a circle. So from here, you can have the axis. You know the height of the solid. Using that, you have completed the symbol position. The symbol position, for drawing the symbol position, you have taken the dimensions from the isometric scale. So this is the isometric length of 60, and this is the isometric length of 50. The diameter is 50. I think it is clear to you. The next step is to draw the isometric projection. As we know, since we are not having isometric lines in this problem, you have to keep it inside a box. I am naming the box as W, X, Y and Z. Now we can draw the isometric axis, which are inclined at 30 degree to the horizontal, or mutually inclined at 120 degree. So what should be the length of this edge? As we know, we have to draw the box there. That is, you can take WX or WZ, whichever you want. I am marking this as Z. So Z to W, that may be 50, because the diameter of the circle is 50. So this itself is 50. So this corresponds to W. Then W to X, again 50. The next to Y, again it is 50. So you will get Y here. Now you got a rhombus. What is the next step? You have to draw the isometric view of or isometric projection of this circle here. The isometric projection of a circle is an ellipse. So you have to draw an ellipse. In order to draw the ellipse, there are many methods, but in isometric projections, we will follow the most simple method, which is known as four-center method. It is known as four-center method. Four-center method. In four-center method, you have to find out the midpoint of, say, W to X, it is M1, X to Y, it is M2, Z to Y, that is M3, and here it is M4. Can join WY, which is a diagonal. The next step is to join ZM1 and ZM2. That is opposite midpoints you are connecting with this particular corner. Similarly, from X you can join M3 and M4. M3 and M4. Now you got four centers. Which are the four centers? This can be marked as center 1, say C1. The next center can be considered to be X itself, that is C2. The next one is C3, and finally along Z you will have the last center, that is C4. So you are having C1, C2, C3 and C4. These are the four centers. Taking C1 as center, C1 M1 as radius, we can draw an arc. Now taking C2 as center, C2 C1 as radius, sorry, not C1, C2 M4 as radius, you can draw the next arc. Up to this you will get. Now taking C3 or C2 as center, okay, C2 as center you have drawn the next one. Taking C3 as center, you can have the next one, that is this particular one. Taking C4 as center, C4 M1 as radius, you can draw the next arc. So you are getting an ellipse with four centers. Taking C1 as center, C1 M1 as radius, you have drawn an arc. C2 as center, C2 M3 as radius, the next arc. Then C3 as center and C3 M2 as radius, you have drawn the next arc. Then you have drawn, taken C4 as center and C4 M1 as radius, you have drawn the last arc. So you got four arcs. Using that, you have got an ellipse. The next step is to complete this particular cone, which is the midpoint. You can find out the midpoint of WY, that diagonal. That can be marked as O1. From O1, you can draw a vertical line, which is the axis. Okay, you know the representation of axis. So this is capital O. What should be the height? The height should be 60 of the isometric length. Okay, that you are taking. So O1 to O you have taken. Now you can join these extreme ends of the ellipse and O. Okay. So what should be the final view? For getting the final view, you can have the outer edges as visible. Okay, so this is the outermost edges which is visible to the observer. This is the isometric projection of the cone. So we have started with the isometric scale. From there we have taken the dimensions. Using those dimensions we have drawn the simple position. In the simple position we have gone for the box method for keeping the solid inside the box. Using that we have drawn the isometric projection. For drawing the isometric projection of the circle, that is, we should get an ellipse. For getting that ellipse, we have gone for the 4 center method. Okay. So wherever you require the isometric view or isometric projection of a circle, you have to go for a 4 center method. Next, we are going to draw the isometric projection of a cylinder. As the case of cone, you have to draw the symbol position of the cylinder. You know the dimensions. Using the dimensions, you can complete the cylinder. Again, in the case of cone, see the points on the front view are not much important, so I am not going to mark any of the points there. The only thing which we are interested is to have a box and name the box properly. Like in the case of cone, you can mark it as W, X, Y and Z. Now we can repeat the same thing. That is, you have to draw the bottom base as you have drawn the isometric projection of the cone. So this is Z. So Z to W, that again you can mark here. From W, you are drawing the next one. So you will get this as X, Y and Z. Again, the 4 center method. I am not going to repeat the same thing. You are going to draw the diagonal. You are finding the midpoints M1, M2, M3 and M4. Then you have to find out the 4 centers. For getting the 4 centers, you are joining ZM1, ZM2, X, M4, X, M3. So you are getting this as C1. X itself you are marking as C2. Then C3 you are getting here. Then C4 along Z4. Based on this, you can take C1 as center. C1 M1 as radius, you are drawing an arc. C2 as center, C2 M3 as radius, you are drawing the next arc. C3 as center, you are drawing C3 M3 as radius, you are drawing the next arc. Then taking C4 as center, you are drawing the last arc. Okay, last arc. So you got the bottom base. Now we need the top base. How to get the top base? Again, you need another rhombus at the top. For drawing that, you have to take 60 from each corners of this rhombus, because that is 60 means isometric length of 60, which is the height of the solid. So from W you are taking 60, isometric length of 60. Remember that. Then from X1 you are taking the same distance. From Y you are taking the same distance. From Z also you are taking the same distance, which may come up around here. So I am marking this as W1. So X1, Y1 and Z1. You can join W1, X1, X1, Y1, W1, Z1, Z1, Y1. Again you can have the diagonal. You can repeat the same thing. That is, for getting the ellipse, you have to go for the 4 center method. Again M1, M2, M3 and M4. Join Z1 M1, X1 M4, then Z1 M2, X1 M3. So you are getting this as C1, C2, C3 and C4. Taking C1 as center, C1 M1 as radius, you are drawing the first arc. C3 as center, C3, M3 as radius, you are drawing the next one. Then C2 as center, C2, C1 as radius, you are drawing the next one. C4 as center and C4, M1 as radius, you are drawing the next arc. So you got two ellipse, both one at top and one at bottom. This is the top base and this is the bottom base. Now we will check the visibility, or you can connect the extreme ends. So that will give you the lateral sides of the, or the sides of the cylinder, or boundaries of the cylinder. Now we will try to draw the visibility. All the outer edges are visible. That means this circular portion, this boundary, again this circular portion and this boundary are visible. As we know, when the observer is looking, the top base must be visible. So the top base is visible. Okay. So these are the only visible portions for this cylinder. Okay. So we have started from the isometric scale. Using the scale, you have drawn the simple position. From the simple position, you have gone for the box method, and using the box method, you have drawn both top base and the bottom base using 4 center method. Now you got the cylinder.